Hey everyone, Kevin here. As you can see, I've got my Logitech G29 driving force racing wheel. It is set up on my desk. You can see I've got the racing wheel here. I've got what they're calling the driving force shifter. It's a gearbox. I've got it the left hand side of me because I'm from the UK. And if I jump over to the game area, you can see that when I'm going to show you playing the game, you'll be able to see me use the pedals. So I've got the accelerator, the brake, and the clutch. So this is, first impressions are very, very positive. It's a very, very well made wheel. Granted, I haven't really used a steering wheel before, apart from, in stores and stuff where I've just, tried it like that, but I haven't actually experienced it. So I've played once or twice, and, I do have an idea of how this works. What I'd quickly like to do, if I jump over to the game area, is, I'll put the sound on, as I'll show you what happens when you turn this controller on for the first time. Now, I've got it connected to the PS4. It's different if you connect to the PS3. When you connect to the PC, you do need to install software. But I'll show you what happens when you take out the USB and you plug it back in. This happens every time you connect this device. So you can see it wasn't connected. Now it's connected now. So that happens every time that you connect to the game. So I'll do it again. So I'll do it again. And what it's doing is calibrating the controller. It's calibrating the steering wheel for you. Now at the front here, you can see in this cam, I've got all the PlayStation buttons. They're all there. I've got the PlayStation button, the option button, the share button, circle X, square, triangle, and all that. And I can control it using this. So there we go. So this is Driveclub, and at the moment it's the only driving game I've got, the only good driving game I've got. I've ordered Gran Turismo. I might pick up another driving game. One thing to note about this is the clutch doesn't work. So the clutch doesn't work with this game. It's nothing to do with the actual controller, I think. But apparently the clutch doesn't work with this game. It just doesn't have clutch support. What that means is, well, I can change gears like this, and I don't have to put my foot down to change gear. It will just change. So it makes it a little bit easier. But that's not necessarily a bad thing because, I've not did driving games before. The other thing to note is I don't actually have this pushed against anything. I don't have it in a stand. I don't even have it against, like something backing up against it. So you can see when I'm controlling it, it might slide a little bit. That's something that would be addressed if, I was in a seat or a stand or something that was holding the pedals in place. So now you understand the situation. Let's put on the game. Let's play the game. So let me see what we'll go for. Hot hatch. That could be fun. Now I've not played this in a while. I'm okay in automatic mode. Now, as far as controls go, you do need to change it in the settings area. I'll show you that. I'll play a game first and then I'll show you the options area to show you what I'm talking about. It's different for every game, obviously, but in this one it was defaulted to automatic, which meant that I didn't have to change gears. I had to go in and change it to manual. When I did that, well, then I can start playing, I can start using the gears. Now this has, this vibrates a lot, and you can see I'm in first gear there. Now, I have played driving games before. I've played, I played arcade games for a long time. Used to always play Daytona. I used to play Virtua Racer and all that kind of thing. So I have played with the steering wheel, of course I have. But, oof. You can see how bad I am. You can see that I haven't, I don't really have much experience with playing with gears. It's adding, a whole new element to the game that I've not had before. I have tried gears before in games, but it was like using the shift buttons, like the L2 button in the controller. It wasn't using an actual gearbox like I've got here. Now, oof. Now what I've been finding is, as a beginner, let's really drop down a gear. Now you can see what I did there. Did you see that? I pushed the pedals away because I've not got a stand. You know what I'm finding is, see when I'm sitting like this and I'm cruising and I'm taking my time, I'm okay. But see when I panic, you know, when I crash, or when I, you know, I should really be dropping down to third gear here when I think about it. But yeah, like, so see when I come up to these guys and see if I bump into anyone, you know, when I crash or something, I'm finding it hard to drop down the gears quickly. Because when you think about it, I mean, I drive every day with a manual car, but you're not dropping down from 5th gear to 2nd gear to 1st gear to 5th gear, and you know, you're not jumping around like that. It's a bit more steady. Even just you know, being able to accelerate with the accelerator and brake with the brake pedal, and then feeling this vibrating. And when you crash, this thing goes crazy. And you know, I've been sitting there in third gear all that time when I've been talking. So like, my first impressions of this are that it's fantastic. I'm really bad at it. You know, I'm really, it's almost like starting from scratch. Like, I'm learning something completely from the beginning. But the thing is, I'm terrible at this, and yet it's so much fun. It really is so much fun. It's probably the closest thing I've had to an arcade experience for years. You know, this, when you go to, you know, the cinema or something, you play an arcade, this, you know, this is the kind of experience you get. You get this feedback from the controller. I'm just going to sit in 4th gear. So yeah, I'm very happy with the purchase. And I realise that, you know, a lot of people buy these things and then, you know, within a month or two, they're just sitting there gathering dust. But I do think this is something I'm going to be playing a lot, especially with my friends. You know, I'm hoping to buy a seat or something, or at least a wheel stand, so that the pedals don't slide away and it's a little bit more comfortable. Now and you know, you can see right now I'm sitting in a very, very old and a very, very bad for my back office chair, and it's not ideal, but it's so much fun. Honestly, this is so good. Even though I'm terrible right now, and I'm blaming part of that on the fact that I'm trying to talk and explain what I'm doing, but yeah, this is so much more enjoyable than the controller. Now you can see down the right hand side, you should be able to see, you know, if you pay attention to that, you know when to change gears anyway. You can hear it as well. This has got 7 gears. I believe the 7th gear's for reverse. I've not tried that yet, but I believe it is. Oh, don't you dare. I was alright, dead last. So I'll do another race. I'll need to pause it to show you the control area, to show you what I was talking about. So I think this takes me to another race. So during this game, I'll try and remember, I'll try and pause the game to show you what's happening. You know, the other buttons here, I think you can change the buttons, but I've got it set up like, I think like square will change the view, circle will do the handbrake, that kind of thing. But if I just pause it just now, and I'll go to the settings area and I'll show you what I was talking about. When I go to the controls, you can see down here, steering wheel, and you can change the feedback strength so that it vibrates more. You can change the put wheel assist, wheel vibration on. Look at that, see that rumbling? Don't know if you can hear that. I'll leave that in medium. And there's the button configuration. So I've got the handbrake, I've got gear up, so I can gear up and down with these paddles as well. So it's got paddles there, so you know, anyone who's you know, aware of driving. You know, if you've got a fast Volkswagen Golf or something, you might get paddle shifts on it. So yeah, it's really cool. I'll go back. There's in this area. Oh, in fact, I pushed the wrong button there. In the gameplay area, see where it's got manual. By default, this was set to automatic, and all I did was change it to manual. That was it. You just log in with this controller the same way you would log in with a regular PS4 controller. You push the PlayStation button, and then you're good to go. Okay. So I'll maybe change the view for a second. There we go. In fact, can you see me? There we go. Oh no, this is hard now because I can't see what gear I'm on. Oh, this is so much harder. I need to change that. See the little bit down the bottom? I really do need that just now. If I don't know what gear I'm in, that becomes very, very difficult. Now, I mean, the pedals don't move too much. You know, like, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on steering wheels, on wheel stands, or on all the additional equipment that, you know, you need to kind of buy, if you just want to play this at your desk, or just make up something yourself, you know, my friend was saying that to me, you know, why don't you just build something? Then I had to point out that I'm hopeless at that kind of thing. But if you just want to play at your desk, you can see what it would be like. I mean, I wanted to, excuse me, I wanted to illustrate what the issue was like with the pedals, because I could have put something up against there to stop the pedals pushing away, but I did want to show what happens. Now, you can see I'm not moving it around. Now, if I keep my foot up, like kind of diagonally up like that, God, I'm crashing so badly right now. If I put my foot up and don't move around too much, it's okay. You do get used to it a little bit better. You know, over time, I mean, I don't appear to be, I don't appear to be using it too much now. I don't like pushing the pedals away. As soon as I crash, I'm going to disprove that, aren't I? Now, there's no denying that, you know, when you can buy if you've already got a PlayStation controller, spending this kind of money, that was so bad. Spending this kind of money on a controller or something, it is a big expense, you know. It really is. And if you don't like driving games, obviously you wouldn't be looking at this, but if you like driving games, and, you know, I was always... You know, I like driving games, but I wasn't a fanatic. But over the last few years, you know, I don't know if maybe just because I've been watching F1 more on a Sunday, but you know, I'm really, really enjoying driving games more and more. And this controller just takes things to the next level. It really does. And the thing is, this has, you know what, I guess people that are into, what they call it, sim racing, that kind of thing. You would call this a kind of beginner controller. This is an entry-level controller. Now, I paid about £165. It's down. It's on sale just now. You could probably get it for, normally that would be about £250, £260, £270, that kind of range. So I've saved a little bit of money. But it's so much fun. See when you really start interacting and you start changing gears and things. The only problem with this game, as I said, is the clutch isn't a thing. So I can change gears easily. And you can also see I'm steering with one hand because I'm keeping one hand on the gearbox all times. If I steer with two hands and I don't use the gearbox, you know, if I leave it in automatic mode, it's still fun. But what I've been trying to do is, you know, kind of mimic real driving as closely as possible, which I can't do, you know, without the clutch, but that's something I'll be able to do in the future when I get Gran Turismo. That should be there in a few days or so. And there's other games like Project Cars 2 and... Oh my god. Right, first gear. I am vibrating like a maniac. Come on. Can do this. I'm going to be dead last again. And I don't even care. It's... Oh, I pushed the pedals away there. After me saying I wasn't doing that. I pushed them away. Yeah, I'm not going to get a good time here, am I? No. So I was dead last, 2 in a row. So yeah, that's to be expected really. But I mean, normally I would finish first or second in those games with the joystick, but it makes a big difference when you're changing gears. Maybe just because it's the first day playing it. Maybe when I get used to it, I'll get a little bit better. So there it is, guys. This is Logitech G29, and you know, I do need to try it in the PC. I don't really have any good games with the PC just now, driving games, and I'm powering all this through my laptop, which doesn't have a good graphics card on it, so it would have been very low settings. So I'm glad I put it on the PS4. It really is plug and play. You put in the USB. USB comes from here. It goes to the PS4. And that's all it is. So essentially what's happening here is I've got this, there's a plug, this is powered on, so you don't have to worry about battery or anything like that. This is powered on at the mains at all times, and there's 4 wires that are coming out here. I'm not sure if you can see that. See that there? So I've got the power, I've got the USB cable going to the PlayStation 4, and then the other 2 cables are one, they're both VGA cables, you know, so there's a VGA connection, just like you would plug into your PC, and one goes to the gear shift and the other one goes to the brake. So essentially the steering wheel acts as the hub, acts as, you know, this is where everything's going through. The power's here, the connection to the computer or the PS4 or PS3 is here, and you know, this is a G29, which is the one for the PlayStation 4, but it's the same for the G290, the one that's for the Xbox One and PC. It's the same setup, and it works really well, guys. I'm really happy with this. It's a great little controller. Again, this is my first foray into sim racing, so this is a first impressions video. I'm not an expert here telling you what it's all about. This is the first day. You can see the box is still lying there, so that explains how much experience I have in this area. But as someone that's just got it today, I love it. I really do love it. The only thing I don't like about it is, well, the fact that I don't have a wheel stand or a seat or something so that I can play it downstairs. Long term, what I want to do is play it downstairs with my big TV. I want to play it with my friends. We want to have driving competitions, that kind of thing. I never envision me sitting here on my desk playing that. You know, my desk is my work area. It's where I record videos and things, and I really do want this to be something that I do for fun. So I do need to buy more equipment. I need to buy a seat, or I need to buy a wheel stand. But as far as what this is like, I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. I really do. I'm really happy with it. It's fantastic, and it really does take driving games to another level. I saw someone talking about this in a video before I bought this, and they said that when you play with the controller, it takes you a third of the way. When you buy the racing wheel, it takes, you know, in the brakes and the gear stick, it takes you the other third, so actually up to 2/3. And they said that for the full experience, you need the seat or the wheel stand, and you need the full, you know, the full environment, and that takes you to the full, gives you the whole experience, the experience that, you know, that I think that people, I can see why people get fanatical about this, because I think that when you get used to that, you know, the professional driving seat and all that kind of thing, once you've experienced that, going back to that just isn't an option. So guys, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions about this, please do let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them in the comment area. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll be sure to do some more videos about this in the future, perhaps with some different games. So if you've got any suggestions for any future videos, please do let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care.